Welcome back to the channel. I'm Denise Brady, your favorite therapist. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And I'm out.
Wait a minute, this is my channel, okay? Now, I am your favorite therapist, Denise Brady, and somebody get Dr. Umar on the line because these snow bunnies, once again, are ruining the black men. Or is it the black men ruining the snow bunnies? I don't know, but let's get into this movie, Sinners, from a therapist's perspective. Now, last time I checked, okay, this movie did box office numbers, yet the microaggressions, I don't ever want to give a black man his credit, right? Now, I went and watched Sinners, okay, and let me see if is Dr. Umar busy, because you know he be in them streets saying that he ain't about the snow bunnies, but okay. Now, Sinners was amazing. Okay, you got Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, and a little bit of, a throwback to True Blood. Now, depending on how old you are, you might remember True Blood, okay? Because this gave me a lot of nostalgic reminiscence of that show that I watched every Sunday. All right? But looking at this from a therapist's perspective, what did we learn? Okay? You add one. Okay? It's always one somewhere. We be black, mind our own business, trying to create safe spaces, but they always want some. Oh, did I say it's going to be spoilers? And did I always say that I'm not the most PC person? My bad. I should have warned y'all, okay? But we be mind our business. The business that does not pay us, does not make us feel free, that makes us feel like we got to stay down in our place. Only for what? Some of them to come on over and say, oh, we want that. We want that. No, we don't want the pain, but we want, it looks like I got some joy. So here we are now in Mississippi trying to overcome segregation, socialization, assimilation, racism. This movie had so many layers, okay? Now I want to start with how these two brothers, one person, Michael B. Jordan playing two roles now. Okay, it was almost like Smoke and his brother Stack. It was one person trying to fight the battle and the demons within them. Their personalities were very different, but at the same time, one person trying to overcome the demons inside them. Okay, the grief, the trauma, the things that they have been through, navigating a world where it's not for you. And the only way to survive sometime is to hustle, manipulate, and be on the come up. So they're trying to create this space in a society that says, no, stay over there, drink from your water fountain, don't mess with our women. And so as we see them go on this journey, trying to create this juke joint in this spot, all right, they're trying to create a space for people who are in the plantation fields that have freedom. Wasn't that the ultimate goal back then? Shit, is it still now? Okay, are we really still free after all these years? Not really. And the movie just shows you different layers of how we are just trying to overcome. We are trying to create spaces. We're trying to overcome generational trauma and explore personal traumas. Some of us are so impacted by the cycles of generational trauma from our past that we are not able to see past, hey, you don't have to carry the burdens of your family, your parents. You don't have to carry that. But because our ancestors were not able to overcome, some of those people might be your great grandparents who are really not that far from, in the segregation population. And so you are birthed into a system of trauma. You're in the utero. Okay, you're swimming in all them juices. Okay, all that trauma fluid. And then you're birthed into a system that says, we don't want you. Not only that, in addition to the traumas that your family have not overcome. And so we watched Michael B. Jordan play two men, but at the same time, one individual, trying to fight the battles, become free, all while the world is against him. And watching him and his, I believe it was the cousin Sammy, all of them are navigating different things. They're all trying to find places of acceptance, trying to figure out, where do I fit in? And instead of trying to assimilate, instead of trying to be like everybody else, we're going to create our own space. And it's so interesting that we're in a spot now in the world where we're still trying to create safe spaces, yet the world tells us you can't have that. So even watching them go through the cornfields, reminisce, and the influence of music, okay, what is it that always, at least in my opinion, when we're going through something, music seems to be the center of helping us overcome, helping us find joy and connection. And that is just what this juke joint represents, is a safe space to connect. Leave the outside world outside. This was going to be their space to just get a reprieve, dance, have a good time. But what happens? What happens? Okay, did Dr. Umar ever get my message? Did he? He be too busy in them streets now doing all them TikTok videos, okay? Losing the message, watering down his message, okay? But it's always one, okay? And we have this woman who is from the brother's past, and all it took was one. They're creating this space. They're reconnecting with relationships, with people, and bringing on just the culture of, this is us, this is ours. But old girl was like, oh, I want to be in. And she is also looking for connection. Her mother just passed away. She's feeling disconnected. She's feeling grief. And so her safety blanket, but also her connection, is to the brothers, one in particular. Okay. And so we're getting together, right? We got the sign. We got the fish fry, all reminiscence of what brings us always together. Food, a fish fry, whether that's grieving, celebration. Those things are sacred to our culture of, we're connected through community. Okay? But oftentimes, we just mind our own business. And someone from the outside wants to come in and be a part of something that's not theirs. Some of y'all call them culture vultures, culture vampires. Okay? Now, the movie did start off a little bit slow, and I'm like, where is it going? What's really happening? And then, okay, we have these people come along, one person individually, who wants a piece of the music. And when you think about it, didn't we create rock and roll only for what? It to be stolen from us? Okay, just like in this movie, at the juke joint, listening to the blues. Oh, we got something over here. What they say, they robbed, poured, and something. Okay, where's the rhythm? The beats? Okay, where's what we got? Okay, what we bring to the music scene? It wasn't there. And instead of these vampires, okay, who to me represent also assimilation. Come over here and be with us. Give us your music. Give us your sound. Come over here and dance in our circle. Okay. Oh, you don't want to do that? I'm going to take it from you. Not only that, I'm going to take your soul. Okay. I'm going to take what you love, because you wouldn't let me in. And you wouldn't just assimilate to what we got going over here. Because what we got is better than y'all. Even though we want y'all music. We want the guitar. We want the sound. We want Sammy, who's the key to all of this. But instead, we're going to take it from you. We're going to take what you love. And we're going to take your brothers and your sisters too. Because you want to assimilate. And to know also that juke joint, the foundation of it was a slaughterhouse for the KKK. Okay. There's also just so many different layers to this about how that place was never for them. And because this clan leader decided to manipulate and take the money, that also showed how hard it was for businesses to just be Black owned, okay, during this Jim Crow era. And I also noticed how, this is not the most PC thing to say, I know I'm not the most PC person, how the businesses even back then were not ran just by the whites, okay? How different businesses also were ran by Asian Americans. Even now today, a lot of the sources of the things that we need, beauty supply, hair, a lot of those things are not ran by us. And it's so hard for us to gain ownership and entry into these spaces that we buy from. But the ownership is not by us. And I'm sure even when people get into the beauty industry and they're trying to develop, it's gatekeeping. Okay? It's gatekeeping. We just want to belong. I think today people still just want to belong. But the world is constantly telling us, you can't. Oh, you just want to help your people? Fearless Fund. We're going to sue you for discrimination because your fund is only about Black women. That's discriminatory. So all these programs that cater to people of color, cater to Black women, oh no, I can't be a part of it. Since you don't want to assimilate, we're going to sue you for discrimination and make you turn back what your true mission statement is. Okay? And we saw it with Fearless Fund. I think we've seen that with other things more and more and more, just how we are supposed to assimilate, kiss the ring, or get nothing. And then even when you get to a spot where you feel like you're thriving, it's taken away from you. Just like in the movie. The brothers opened up a juke joint and they thought this was going to be it. The space for them. That's why at times it feels like we got to have our head on a swivel. Because you never know who is lurking, trying to take away something you built for not only for yourself, but for your community. And the thing is, we have to continue to fight back against people from the outside trying to come in and dictate how we live, how we build community, and what is best for us. Not only that, they trying to steal it. You see all these little white girls on the internet cosplaying as Black women with the baby hairs. Alabama is one of them. Okay. Quiet as it is kept, she changed a little bit, but that Catch Me Outside girl also. All right. But nobody wants our pain. They just want the hair, the butts, them BBLs, y'all. Them BBLs killing y'all. But once again, it's about how community, family, and brotherhood, how everyone's trying to find themselves. Sammy is also someone trying to find himself outside of the church. His father being a pastor, and he's curious about the world outside of church. He has his first sexual experience, and he's learning about there's a whole world outside of what I have grown up in. And he's fighting between doing what he was raised to do and be in the church and find the love of music. But to the church, that's the devil's music. That's them sinners. He needs to just let go of that guitar and everything will be okay. Let go of who you are. Let go of your individualism. Let go of what makes you feel good. So even if it's not on the outside, you have it within our own community telling us, no, don't be different. Be like everybody else. Stay in the bucket of crabs. Do what we're doing over here. It's been working for generations. Yeah, we all got trauma, but we good, right? Because we just keep sweeping under the rug. We don't talk about it. And we're okay. Why can't you be okay with that? And then when you do try, I feel like I'm preaching today. When you do try to overcome, be a cycle breaker, break the generational curses, you're outcasted. Then you're the black sheep. Okay? So throughout this movie, the film, shows how family and community can tie us together, but it can also break us. I think the film also centers around how, as much as we want to gain community, what does that look like? Okay, what does it mean to have real community? Are we ever really free? And towards the end of the movie, he said, when he met up with Sammy years later, Michael B. Jordan said, he asked him, that day, Sammy said, before the sun went down was the best day of my life. And he asked him, what about you? And he says, yeah, for a quick second, I felt free. Because all they wanted throughout the film was freedom. And that business was going to give them freedom. But ultimately, they weren't able to get it. And another pivotal scene towards the end that I thought was so amazing was watching Michael B. Jordan be dying, be present, but in this gap in between being where maybe I should be with the mother of my child and my deceased child, but still be in the present life. That to me, that was good. Okay. And ultimately, he got his revenge on all them KKK members, but he let go. And I think he found freedom in the afterlife. Being happy with his child and the mother of his child as he succumbed to those gunshots, the hurt, the pain, the wounds that all of them, I don't think you could see. Now, he had the one, but all the stuff that was in here, he ultimately had to let go of in order to gain true happiness. Okay. Now, when it was over, I'm like, okay, I guess it's time to go. And then I see the credits. I'm like, oh, wait, something else about to happen. Okay. And how the symbolism of the couple meeting up with Sammy, vampires never die. They just morph into different bodies, different people. And he asked Sammy, I can make it so that you could always tour. You could always do music if you just let me bite you just one time. Just one time. And Sammy, true to what we're going through right now, probably some of our elders, said, I've seen enough. I want to die on my own. I've done so many different things, but I've seen enough. Okay. I want to know from you guys, what you think about the movie? What ways does this movie really examine what we are currently going through? What we have been through? Will we ultimately ever really find freedom? Does community for us really exist? Or will there always be somebody lurking, trying to take it away, trying to steal our joy because they're not a part of it? Because they lack community within themselves that they latch on and try and take community from us. But what do you think about the movie? A lot of symbolism, so many different things, generational trauma, supernaturalism. Ryan did his thing. Michael did his thing. I also like how there were not a lot of big name actors. There were a few sprinkled in, but a lot of no name actors getting their first shot at being on the screen, being a big time movie. I appreciated that. Him giving chances to people who are on the rise. We don't see that often too. Gatekeepers. Ryan is not a gatekeeper. Unlike some of the people in his movie that symbolize the real world. But let me know your thoughts because, of course, we can get into it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.